we're back with another Weather Undefeated segment, and this week we are talking weather and professional surfing. I'm joined now by the World Surf League Chief of Sport, Jessi Miley-Dyer, and just talk about how important it is when it comes to the forecast and the sport of surfing. So that's just going to be my first question. Just how important is one knowing the forecast, but just the forecast itself for maybe a great surfing run, that sort of thing. If you could go into detail, that'd be great.
Yeah, look, the forecasts for us at the World Surf League are really important, way more important, I think, than people really realize that surfers spend so much time focusing on the weather. We look at a couple of different ones. We look at swell forecasts, but the actual weather itself in terms of the wind and what storms are approaching are critical for us, because all of these things are what are actually going to, they're going to create waves. And not only are we looking for the best waves possible, but we're also looking for the best conditions possible at any break. You have a forecast and you're looking at great waves, and all it takes is for a storm to just roll in out of nowhere, and then, we're off for the day.
Is there a specific number as far as the height of a wave that is classified as that's just too dangerous, we can't have people out there surfing that, even though they might want to, right? I mean, it might be like the ultimate rush kind of thing, but is there a height that maybe you have to say, nah, that's just too high out there?
There's not specific heights, but there's definitely, things that the team will take into account. It really depends on, what spot in the world that we're at. In Hawaii, we get really big waves. One of the other things that, we need to take into account when we're looking at wave height and for something to be dangerous is actually tides. Because on the really low tides, you get to see, different kind of elements be introduced for pro surfing, such as, when you're surfing over reef and, we've got lower tide, it means that the reef is exposed. There's all different elements like that. And it's probably not just, wave height.
What would a surfer say are the ideal conditions for them to have a great run, maybe win a tournament, that sort of thing, win an event?
The offshore wind for us is really important because it's what is going to end up giving us those really glassy surface conditions and make it really clean. And that's the thing that, surfers are always hunting for. You want to be able to have these clean offshore conditions. It makes your life so much easier when you have, beautiful surface conditions for us, instead of trying to deal with chop and wind and sideshore wind and things like that. And then, probably, waves that are just a bit overhead.
We appreciate all the insightful information about weather and the sport of surfing. Thank you so much, Jessi Miley-Dyer, the Chief of Sport for the World Surf League. We appreciate you joining us on Weather Undefeated.